Welcome to Dark Horizon Creations. I'm Mike, and this time we're taking a look at the World of Halo Series 1 UNSC box set. Now, if you hadn't already, please follow, like, and subscribe to my social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get a notification of when I post new content. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. It is 2022. And we are continuing our video review series of the World of Halo with this Series 1 UNSC box set. The UNSC box set consists of two previously released figures that were individually carded, the Master Chief and the UNSC Marine that you see in the center. The UNSC Marine over on the right is only included with two different sets, this box set as well as the two-pack including that Marine and a Grunt conscript with a orange color scheme. You can see that all three figures do include a display base, and they do include their primary arms. The Master Chief includes the MA-40 assault rifle, the Marine in the center includes the VK-78 Commando, and then the Marine on the right includes the BR-55 battle rifle. All right, we have all three action figures outside of the packaging set up on their terrain bases, and as you can see, they look really good together. Now, the first thing I want to do is talk about the Master Chief. This, of course, is the exact same action figure that you get in the individual card for Series 1. Same armor, same battle damage and weathering, exact same accessory, the MA-40 assault rifle, and the same terrain base. His head is on a nice ball joint, forward and lateral movement there at the shoulder, elbow rotation, single jointed elbow. He features wrist swivel and pivot. His torso, of course, is on a ball joint, no waist swivel, forward and lateral movement at thigh rotation, double jointed knee, ankle rotation, and his foot will also pivot. And he's got really solid joints, as you can see. And of course, he will peg into his terrain base. And one thing I found with these figures, sometimes the port in their foot isn't the correct dimension to go into the peg, and it might need to be widened out just a little bit. Of course, for the accessory, he does include the MA-40 battle rifle, and you can see it's that same soft plastic extreme warping there. There's a lot of nice detailing, but again, a lot of warping, and you can try to remedy this by boiling some hot water and putting it in a little plastic bowl, allowing this to sit in there for a few seconds, take it out, straighten it. And what I would recommend doing is put it on a flat surface like this and taping it down with Scotch tape or packing tape and allowing it to stay so that the plastic will set in its new form. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is this UNSC Marine. And before we look at that, I want to compare him to this one because this is a slightly different figure. This is a slight retool of this figure. And you can see that the Marine on the right, which is only included in this box set as well as the two-pack with the Grunt conscript, is slightly taller than this Marine. Now, that's a feature that Jazzware did not have to include with these action figures. They went above and beyond in making one of the soldiers slightly taller than the other to provide some difference and distinction between the two action figures. That is really cool that they did that. So this particular action figure, again, is identical to the individually carded UNSC Marine. Same armor, same accessory, all the way around. Head's on a nice ball joint. Forward and lateral movement there at the shoulder. It's inhibited somewhat because of the shoulder armor. Elbow rotation, single jointed elbow, wrist swivel, and pivot. Torso's on a ball joint. No waist swivel. Forward and lateral movement, thigh rotation. Double jointed knee. His foot will swivel and pivot. And these action figures are set up so that in the future, if they decided to include ODSTs, they could use the exact same mold for the most part, particularly the way this figure is set up, and just use a completely different head sculpt. He includes a VK78 Commando assault rifle. You can see there's a lot of detail on this gun. Also slightly warped. A little bit of hot water will fix that. And now for this action figure, and I'll bring this one back out to compare them. You can see that he's got a different head sculpt. His helmet is designed differently. He does not include the fixed blade combat knife. He does include 2 ammo pouches on his right torso for the Mark 50 sidekick, and an accessory pouch on his left torso there. And it looks like the armor over their abdomen is slightly different as well. So it's just a slight retool. Torso armor slightly different also. And he does include shin armor, which this one does not, as well as a hard accessory pack on his left thigh. Put this guy back on his terrain base. We'll pull his rifle off so we can look at him. Now, his head is on a ball joint that keeps coming off. It's really loose. One way you can remedy that is by putting some super glue or Gorilla Glue on there. You could also take an X-Acto and widen out the inner material from the head sculpt, or widen the material out on the neck to give the ball joint more room to fit. Forward and lateral movement at the shoulder, really tight joints there, elbow rotation, and single jointed elbow. Here the joints pop, ratchet in place. Wrist swivel and pivot. Torso's on a ball joint. He also has waist swivel. You can see that. Forward and lateral movement at the thigh rotation. Double jointed knee. Foot swivel and pivot. And he includes the BR-55 designated marksman rifle. And you can see it's really warped, which is a shame. I would gladly pay a few dollars more for each of these figures if they included ABS accessories, because the weapon's made out of ABS plastic and won't warp like this. Overall, I think it's a good box set. There are some quality control issues. Still a great box set. I have seen it going for $40 or $50 on eBay. I don't think it's worth that much. It retailed at Amazon, I think, for $29.99. And really, you know, this set, that's what it's worth, about $30. Because if these figures were individually carded, they would sell for $9.99 each. So there you have the World of Halo Series 1 UNSC box set.